My dear friends, every morning when the sun rises, it quietly whispers a message to us. The message is simple yet profound. Yesterday is gone, today is yours. The sun does not rise with yesterday's baggage, nor does it complain about last night's darkness. It simply rises, shining with renewed energy, reminding us that every day is a chance to start fresh. But what about us? Do we rise with new hope? Or do we carry the heaviness of yesterday into today? Too often, we wake up with worries of the past, regrets of what went wrong, or fears of what may go wrong. But a sunrise tells us, light is stronger than darkness. Hope is greater than despair. Possibility is more powerful than limitation. A new sunrise is nature's way of giving us another blank page. What matters is not the mistakes of yesterday, but the choices of today. Each day we are gifted 24 hours, like 24 golden coins placed in our hands. The question is, where will we spend them? On complaints, anger, and regrets, or on gratitude, kindness, and growth? Sometimes people say, but life is hard. How can I just start fresh? Remember this, the sun too has to rise through clouds, through storms, through the mist, yet it keeps shining. Likewise, no matter what storms you face, your inner light is capable of breaking through. So when you see a sunrise, don't just see it as a routine. See it as life's daily invitation. Wake up, start over, live better. Don't let the past chain you. Don't let fear paralyze you. The present moment is your sunrise. Embrace it, and you'll find that every day is not just another day, it's truly a new life. When we look at the rising sun, we often take it for granted. It is something that happens every single day, so familiar that we barely pause to notice it. Yet, if we stop for a moment and truly observe it, we realize that the sunrise is one of the most profound messages life gives us. It is a daily reminder that no matter how long or dark the night has been, the morning always comes. And with that morning comes a brand new chance to start again. Many people live as though their past is glued to them, as though yesterday's mistakes are permanent chains that cannot be broken. But the sunrise shows us otherwise. Think about it, the sun does not ask the night, how dark were you? How long did you last? It simply rises. It does not matter how stormy yesterday's weather was, how cloudy or gloomy the sky appeared. The sun never fails to show up, shining with freshness, as if yesterday never existed. That is the lesson we often forget in our own lives. The power to rise again without dragging yesterday into today. Life gives us countless chances to start over, but most of us are too preoccupied with regrets and guilt. We wake up remembering the arguments we had, the mistakes we made, or the opportunities we missed. We carry yesterday into today, and then we wonder why life feels heavy. But a sunrise tells us gently, do not carry that baggage. You have been given a new canvas. Every single morning is life's way of handing us a blank page and saying, here, write a new story. Imagine if the sun decided not to rise because yesterday was filled with storms. Imagine if it said, I will not shine today because yesterday the clouds covered me, what would happen? The world would drown in darkness. Life would stop. Yet the sun does not give excuses. It simply rises. In the same way, our lives cannot stop because of what happened yesterday. We cannot let one failure, one heartbreak, or one disappointment define all our future days. We too must rise. When we see a sunrise, we are reminded that beginnings are not tied to dates or special occasions. We don't have to wait for a new year or a birthday to start fresh. Every day is a new year. Every morning is a new birthday, and every sunrise is nature's gift of renewal. This shift in perspective is powerful. It teaches us to stop postponing change and to begin now. If yesterday was filled with mistakes, today is a chance to act differently. If yesterday was filled with sorrow, today is an opportunity to embrace gratitude. If yesterday we were weak, today is our chance to stand strong. And here is the beauty. No matter how many times we fail, life will keep giving us new sunrises. The sun does not say, I rose for you yesterday, so today you are on your own. No, it rises without fail, showering us with light, warmth, and the possibility of a new start. That is how life loves us, by giving us endless chances to begin again. So the next time you see a sunrise, don't just see it as another morning. See it as life whispering to you, yesterday is over, today is new. Rise and begin again. When we watch the sun rise in the morning, it does not rise with the memory of the night. It does not complain about the darkness it had to fight through. It does not hold on to the weight of yesterday's storms. It simply rises, fresh and radiant, as if it has never faced a shadow in its life. That is the silent wisdom the sun teaches us, to rise without baggage. But what do most of us do? We carry yesterday into today like a heavy suitcase. We pack our minds with regrets of what we said, what we did, or what we failed to do. We replay old mistakes as if they were movies on repeat. We hold grudges against people who hurt us, thinking that by carrying that anger, we somehow punish them. Yet in reality, it is us who suffer. It is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to fall sick. The truth is, carrying yesterday's baggage only makes our today weaker and our tomorrow heavier. Imagine this. You are boarding a plane, but instead of one bag, you are dragging 5 heavy suitcases. You complain, you sweat, and you stumble while walking. People around you move freely, but you are stuck because of the weight you chose to carry. Isn't life the same? The more baggage of regret, guilt, and resentment we hold on to, the harder our journey becomes. The sunrise is nature's way of telling us to travel light. Leave the luggage of yesterday behind, so you can step into today with energy and hope. Sometimes people say, but I cannot forget what happened. It was too painful, too unfair. That is true. Forgetting may not be possible, but letting go is. There is a difference. Forgetting erases memory. Letting go releases the grip of memory on your heart. The sunrise doesn't erase the night, it simply outshines it. The night existed, the storms happened, But when the sun rises, the power of darkness ends. In the same way, our past may remain in memory, but its power over us ends the moment we decide to rise without carrying it forward. Think of the greatest achievers, the happiest people you know. Are they the ones who have had perfect lives with no mistakes, no heartbreaks, no failures? Not at all. They are people who learn to rise again without dragging their past failures into their present. They treat mistakes as lessons, not life sentences. They carry wisdom, not wounds. That is why their present shines bright, just like the sun. Holding on to baggage does not only drain our mind, it also affects our body. Stress, anxiety, sleeplessness, even health issues often come from the unnecessary weight we keep inside. Imagine waking up every day and starting with a heart full of complaints and grudges. How can we enjoy the new sunrise when our hands are still clutched around yesterday's darkness? Life becomes heavy when we refuse to release. But when we let go, we feel light. Our steps become quicker, our hearts freer, and our smiles wider. The sun rises every day to remind us that we too can start fresh, no matter what happened yesterday. It doesn't matter how many mistakes you made, how many people misunderstood you or how many storms you faced. You don't have to carry all that weight into today. You have the power to rise again without excuses, without chains, and without baggage. Darkness is a part of life. We all face moments when the night feels too long, when our struggles seem endless, and when our failures cloud every ray of hope. But the simple truth nature shows us every single day is this: no matter how deep the darkness, light always wins. The night may stretch on for hours, but the sunrise is inevitable. This truth is not only about the sky above us, it is also about the life within us. When we go through pain, we often think it will last forever. When we fail, we believe we will never rise again. When we are hurt, we imagine the wound will never heal. But haven't we all had experiences where, after the darkest times, life surprised us with joy, strength, or success? Just as the sun never fails to break through the night, our inner light has the power to break through despair. Think about it. When you enter a dark room and switch on even the smallest lamp, the darkness instantly retreats. It doesn't argue, it doesn't fight, it just disappears. That is the nature of light. It does not need to struggle with darkness. It simply shines. And in that shining, darkness loses its power. In the same way, positivity, hope, and resilience are far more powerful than negativity, fear, and despair. The moment we choose to think with courage instead of fear, the darkness in our mind begins to dissolve. The world may try to convince us that negativity is stronger. The news constantly highlights disasters, failures, and crimes. People around us may remind us of our flaws more than our strengths, and our own minds may replay fears louder than our dreams. But just because the night seems long does not mean the sun has stopped rising. It is only hidden for a time. The same applies to our lives. Just because we are struggling now does not mean our light has disappeared. It is waiting for us to uncover it. In thee. History is filled with examples of people who prove that light is stronger than darkness. Leaders who rose from oppression, innovators who turned failures into breakthroughs, and ordinary individuals who overcame extraordinary hardships. Their lives teach us that no amount of darkness, whether in the form of poverty, criticism, rejection, or loss, can extinguish a spirit that chooses to shine. But how do we apply this lesson in our daily lives? It starts with awareness. When we notice fear rising inside us, we can choose faith. When negativity fills a conversation, we can add words of hope. When someone criticizes us, we can choose not to internalize it, but to learn and grow. The smallest act of positivity, like the smallest flame in a dark room, can transform the atmosphere. Sometimes even a smile, a kind word, or a moment of gratitude can shift our perspective from despair to hope. Light is not just external, it is within us. Every person carries an inner flame of potential, strength, and goodness. The problem is not that our light is weak. The problem is that we sometimes forget to let it shine. Fear covers it, doubt hides it, and negativity blocks it. But the moment we decide to believe in ourselves, to take one step forward, to act with courage, that inner light bursts through, and the darkness can no longer control us. So whenever life feels heavy, whenever the darkness seems too thick, remember the lesson of every sunrise. No night has ever defeated the morning. Light is stronger than darkness. And if we choose to shine nothing can stop us from rising. Every morning when we wake up, life silently hands us a gift, a blank page. It does not matter how many errors we scribbled on yesterday's page, how messy our handwriting was, or how many lines we wish we could erase. Once the day ends, that page is filed away into the past. And when the new sunrise comes, a fresh page appears before us, clean, empty, untouched. What we choose to write on it is entirely up to us. The problem is that most of us keep copying the same story onto today's page. We take the anger, the grudges, and the disappointments of yesterday and write them again into today. We rewrite the same arguments, the same negative thoughts, the same old fears. Instead of creating something new, we repeat the old script. And then we wonder why life doesn't feel different. But the truth is, life has been giving us a fresh notebook every single morning. It is we who insist on copying the same words again and again. Think of a painter who is given a new canvas each day. One day he paints dark clouds. Another day he paints storms. That's fine. It's part of the process. But imagine if on the third day he receives a fresh canvas and instead of painting something new, he smears the same storm again and again. He will never discover the beauty he is capable of creating. Life is no different. Unless we dare to paint new colors, we will only live in old pictures. A blank page means freedom. It means we are not prisoners of our past. Mistakes, failures, and wrong decisions do not have to define us. Just because we failed yesterday does not mean we have to fail today. Just because we were weak yesterday does not mean we cannot be strong today. A blank page means that every day is a new chance to reinvent ourselves, to redirect our path, and to write a story we will be proud to read later. But here's the challenge. Many of us fear the blank page. It feels uncertain. It feels empty. We wonder, what if I make the same mistakes again? What if my new story doesn't turn out well? That fear often pushes us back into old patterns. Yet the sunrise whispers, don't be afraid. Even if you make mistakes, tomorrow another page will come. You always have another chance. That is the generosity of life. It does not run out of pages. When we truly embrace each day as a blank page, our perspective changes. We no longer wake up dreading the weight of yesterday. We wake up with excitement, knowing we can write anything today. We can choose to fill our page with gratitude instead of complaints, with kindness instead of bitterness, with courage instead of fear. Even small actions, a kind word, a helping hand, a step toward a dream, can turn today's page into something beautiful. And what is most inspiring is this: no two people will write the same story. Each sunrise offers billions of blank pages across the world, and each of us has the power to write something unique. Life does not ask us to be perfect authors. It only asks us to be intentional writers. To not waste the page. To not let someone else scribble on it. To not leave it empty in regret. So every morning, when the sun rises and life hands you that fresh, white page, remember, you are the author. Yesterday is gone. Today's story has not been written yet. The pen is in your hand. What will you write? Every morning, when we open our eyes, life places a treasure in our hands. 24 golden coins. These coins are precious, equal in value for every single person on this planet. No matter how rich or poor, famous or unknown, young or old, everyone is given the same 24. No one gets 25. No one gets 23. Each of us receives the exact same treasure at the start of the day. The difference, however, lies in how we spend it. Time is not just money. It is far more valuable. Money lost can be earned back, but time once spent never returns. Each hour that passes is a coin dropped into the slot of life, never to be taken out again. The question we must ask ourselves daily is, where are we spending these golden coins? Are we investing them in things that bring growth, happiness, and meaning? Or are we wasting them on complaints, distractions, and regrets? Consider how often people say, I don't have time, yet the truth is they do have time. They just spent their golden coins elsewhere. We all have the same 24 hours as the most successful leaders, the most creative artists, the happiest families. The difference is not in how much time we receive. It is in how consciously we choose to use it. Imagine walking through a marketplace with 24 golden coins in your hand. If you spend them carelessly on things of no value, by the end of the day your hands will be empty and you will have nothing to show for it. But if you spend wisely, buying nourishment, tools for growth, gifts for others, you will end the day richer in spirit, stronger in purpose, and more content in heart. Life is the same marketplace, and our hours are the currency. Often, we waste these coins on endless scrolling, meaningless arguments, or worrying about things beyond our control. We trade away hours for anger, jealousy, or procrastination. At the end of the day, we look back and wonder, where did all the time go? The truth is, it didn't go anywhere, we spent it. Every single coin left our hands, and whether we invested it wisely or wasted it foolishly was our decision. But here is the beauty. Every sunrise refills our purse with another 24 golden coins. Yesterday's coins are gone, but today we receive a brand new treasure. Life does not punish us for wasting yesterday. It simply gives us another chance today. The question is, will we spend differently? Wise spending of time does not always mean being busy. It means being purposeful. Sometimes the best investment of a coin is sitting with a loved one and listening deeply. Sometimes it is resting so the body can heal. Sometimes it is learning, creating, or working toward a dream. What matters is not how much activity we cram into our day, but whether those activities truly add value to our lives and the lives of others. When we recognize time as golden coins, we begin to live with more awareness. We stop taking hours for granted. We stop saying, tomorrow I will change, and start realizing that today's 24 coins are all we truly have. Tomorrow may come, but it will come with its own purse. Today's treasure must be spent today. So, each morning, when life hands you 24 golden coins, pause for a moment. Hold them in your mind. Ask yourself, where will I spend them? Will I waste them on regrets and distractions? Or will I invest them in growth, love, and purpose? Because at the end of the day, whether we are rich or poor, famous or unknown, we will all have spent the same 24 coins. The only difference will be what we got in return. When we look up at the sky, we often see clouds drifting by. Sometimes they are light and harmless, adding beauty to the sky. But at other times, they are dark, heavy, and threatening, bringing storms, thunder, and rain. Yet no matter how thick the clouds or how fierce the storm, we know one thing for certain, that the sun is still there. It may be hidden for a while, but it is never gone. And when the storm passes, the sun shines again, sometimes brighter than before. Challenges in life are exactly like those clouds and storms. They come uninvited, often when we least expect them. One day everything is calm, and the next, dark clouds gather over our plans, our relationships, our health, or our careers. We ask, why now? Why me? But just like the sky, storms are part of the natural rhythm of life. And just like the sun, our inner strength, our hope, and our light never truly disappear. The problem is that when storms come, we forget that they are temporary. We begin to believe the clouds will stay forever. A failure convinces us we will never succeed again. A heartbreak convinces us we will never love again. A financial struggle convinces us we will never rise again. But this is not the truth. Just as no storm lasts forever, no challenge in life is permanent. The sun always waits behind the clouds, ready to shine again. Think of the farmer. He does not curse the rain when the storm arrives. He understands that rain, though uncomfortable, is necessary for his crops to grow. In the same way, challenges, though painful, are often the very things that help us grow stronger, wiser, and more resilient. Without resistance, muscles do not grow. Without trials, character does not deepen. Without storms, we would never truly value the calm. Sometimes, clouds even make the sunrise more beautiful. Have you noticed how the sun's rays piercing through dark clouds create the most stunning skies? In life too, our brightest moments often come right after the hardest struggles. The joy of healing is greater when we have known deep pain. The victory of success is sweeter when it comes after repeated failures. The beauty of peace is richer when it follows a season of storms. The key is not to run from challenges, but to endure them with faith. When the clouds gather in your life, remind yourself this too shall pass. Just as we do not control the weather, we cannot always control what life brings. But we can control how we respond. We can choose to panic and give up, or we can choose to wait with patience, knowing the storm is shaping us in unseen ways. Even the tallest mountains are carved by storms. Even the strongest trees are tested by winds. And yet, they remain standing. Why? Because they have learned to bend, to adapt, and to endure. We too must develop that inner resilience. Storms are not meant to destroy us. They are meant to reveal the strength we didn't know we had. So the next time challenges come into your life, don't despair at the clouds. Don't curse the storm. Remember, the sun is still there, waiting to shine again. And just as the sky clears after every storm, your life too will open up with light, clarity, and new beginnings. Every morning when the sun rises, it does not ask permission from the night. It does not wait for darkness to leave willingly. It simply rises, and in doing so, it forces the shadows to retreat. That is the power of light. It does not fight, it does not argue, it simply shines. And in its shining, darkness loses its place. In the same way, every new sunrise calls us to rise above the negativity around us, not by fighting with it, but by choosing to shine despite it. Negativity is everywhere. It comes in the form of criticism, complaints, gossip, doubts, and fears. Sometimes it comes from others, and sometimes it comes from within our own mind. Like clouds in the sky, negativity can gather and block our vision. But just as the sun does not stop shining because of clouds, we too cannot stop living because of negativity. The sun keeps rising, and eventually, the clouds break apart. Likewise, when we choose positivity, negativity cannot last forever. The truth is, negativity is easier to spread than positivity. A single harsh word can ruin someone's mood. A single doubt can kill someone's dream. A single complaint can poison an entire day. That is why we must learn to rise above it instead of sinking into it. If we allow ourselves to absorb every negative comment, every criticism, and every rumor, our inner light begins to dim. We start doubting our worth, questioning our abilities, and losing our peace. But the sunrise teaches us to shine anyway. Think about it. The sun shines equally on all, on the flowers and the weeds, on the saints and the sinners, on the grateful and the ungrateful. It does not discriminate, it does not withdraw, it does not complain. It simply fulfills its duty of giving light. What a lesson for us! No matter what people say or how much negativity surrounds us, our job is to shine, to bring warmth, kindness, and light in our own unique way. Sometimes, rising above negativity means choosing silence over arguments. Sometimes it means responding with kindness instead of anger. Sometimes it means simply walking away from an environment that drains our energy. Rising above does not mean we ignore problems or pretend everything is fine. It means we refuse to let negativity dictate our emotions, our thoughts, and our choices. Think of an eagle soaring in the sky. When storms and strong winds come, smaller birds panic and hide, but the eagle uses those very winds to rise higher. Negativity can work the same way in our lives. Instead of letting it drag us down, we can use it as fuel to rise higher. Criticism can push us to improve. Doubt can challenge us to prove ourselves. Resistance can build resilience. In this way, what was meant to hurt us can actually help us grow. If we look back at our lives, many of our greatest achievements came not because everyone believed in us, but because some didn't. Negativity tested us, but it also refined us. Just like fire refines gold, challenges and negativity refine our character. And just like the sunrise, the light within us always has the potential to break through, no matter how thick the clouds of doubt and criticism may seem. So when negativity comes, remember the sunrise. Don't waste your energy fighting with shadows. Simply rise, shine, and let your light speak louder than any darkness. Because the moment you do, the negativity around you loses its power. Every morning, life offers us a fresh start. The sun rises. The air feels new, and the world seems to whisper, "Today is another chance." Yet not everyone accepts this invitation. Why? Because starting fresh is not automatic. It is a conscious decision. It requires us to let go of what was, to reset our mind, and to step forward with renewed intention. Many people wait for the perfect day to begin again. They wait for a new year, a birthday, or a right moment. But the truth is, the right moment will never arrive on its own. If we keep waiting for conditions to be perfect, we may wait forever. The sunrise does not ask, "Is the world ready for me?" It simply appears. In the same way, starting over is about choosing today, even if we don't feel ready, even if our circumstances are not perfect. Sometimes we feel trapped by our past. A mistake we made, a failure we experienced, or a loss we suffered holds us back. We replay those events in our mind and convince ourselves that our future is already damaged. But beginning fresh means telling ourselves, "I am not my past." Just as a page in a book may contain errors, but the next page is blank, our past may be filled with regrets, but our present is always open for change. Starting over is a choice of perspective, seeing possibility instead of limitation. Of course, this choice is not always easy. Starting fresh means courage. It means stepping into uncertainty without knowing how things will turn out. It means being willing to fail again, but also being willing to rise again. It means saying, yes, I was hurt, but I will love again. Yes, I failed, but I will try again. Yes, I was weak, but today I will be strong. Without that conscious decision, we risk living the same yesterday over and over, mistaking existence for life. Think about how nature shows us this lesson every day. Trees shed their leaves in autumn, not holding on to them out of fear of being bare. They trust that spring will come, and with it, fresh leaves, fresh blossoms, fresh life. If the tree clung to the past season, it would never bloom again. Similarly, we must be willing to shed old habits, old fears, and old hurts if we truly want to grow. Starting fresh does not mean forgetting everything. It means learning from what has passed and using it to write a better story today. A runner who falls during a race doesn't go back to the starting line of the previous event. He gets up and continues running in the present race. In life too, we don't need to rewind. We only need to choose to stand up again and keep moving forward. The beauty is, no one else can make this decision for us. Friends may encourage us, mentors may guide us. Life may give us opportunities. But the choice to begin again rests only in our hands. It is a deeply personal decision that says, I will not let yesterday decide the quality of today. I will consciously choose a fresh start. And once that choice is made, something powerful happens. Our energy shifts. Our attitude changes. We begin to see doors where earlier we only saw walls. The world responds differently when we show up differently. The sunrise outside aligns with the sunrise inside, and a new life begins to unfold, not because the world changed, but because we decided to change.